All right, let's travel back in time. Picture this, Elizabethan and Jacobean England. It's a world of plagues, political drama, and of course, incredible theater. But amidst all that, there was a man who wasn't just part of his era. He was busy building the future. His name was Francis Bacon, and he didn't just have ideas. He changed the very way we think. So let's get into the mind of this absolute giant of a thinker. While Shakespeare was busy becoming the master of the stage, Francis Bacon was working on something just as huge. He was designing the intellectual blueprint for a modern world. He was a true Renaissance man, a philosopher, a lawyer, a politician, and this is what we're really focusing on, a pioneer of the English essay and the father of modern science. So here's our game plan. First, we'll look at how his work was a total revolution. Then I'll give you the Baconian 3Fs, a super simple way to remember his legacy. After that, we'll dive into his work as an essayist and as a new kind of thinker, see how he created a blueprint for science, and then finish up with an exam cheat sheet that ties it all together. Okay, let's get right to the most important part of this whole explainer, the Baconian 3Fs. Now, if you're studying for an exam, this is what you really need to lock in. We came up with this little memory trick to help you nail Bacon's biggest contributions. Think about it. You're in an exam. The clock is ticking. How do you pull up his most important ideas without getting lost in all the details? What's the secret to remembering the core of his work? Well, the answer is actually really simple, but it's incredibly powerful. Just remember the 3 Fs. That's it. That's your key. And here they are. Bacon is known as the father of the English essay, the father of modern prose, and the father of empiricism. See? The 3 Fs. He's the father of the English essay for basically creating the form. He's the father of modern prose for the clear, sharp style he wrote in. And all of that was driven by his main philosophy as the father of empiricism. These 3 titles, they're the pillars of his entire legacy. If you can remember these, you're golden. Right, let's break down that first F, father of the English essay. Now, Bacon wasn't just writing beautiful words for the sake of it. No way. His essays were meant to be practical guides, or as he called them, counsels, civil and moral. Think of them like handbooks for getting ahead in life. His writing style is super distinct, and you can spot it a mile away if you know these 3 things. First, it's aphoristic, meaning it's full of these short, punchy, quotable sentences. Second, it's pragmatic. He's giving you objective advice, not pouring his heart out. And last, and this is a huge tip for any exam, look for the of code. Almost every single one of his essays starts with the word of. You see of studies or of truth, you can bet it's Bacon. Here's a perfect example of that aphoristic style from his essay of studies. See how that works? It's short, it's balanced, and it sticks in your head. That's pure Bacon for you. And another one from Of Revenge, just 6 words. But in those 6 words, he says so much about what revenge actually is. That's the clarity and power that made him the father of modern prose. And this quote from Of Marriage and Single Life, well, it really shows that pragmatic, almost clinical way he looked at the world. He's not talking about love and romance here. He's observing relationships like a scientist, breaking them down into their practical functions. Okay, on to our third and final F, empiricism. This is the big one. This idea is the engine that powered everything he wrote. This is where we see Bacon the writer become Bacon the revolutionary thinker who literally paved the way for modern science. So what is empiricism? Well, here's the deal. Before Bacon, a lot of knowledge was based on, well, what ancient philosophers had said, or on abstract logic. Bacon came along and said, nope, true knowledge comes from what you can actually see, test, and measure for yourself. It's all about evidence and direct experience, not just ideas in your head. And these major works are where he laid it all out. Just look at this table. You've got Novum Organum, which he wrote in Latin for all the scholars, where he introduced his new scientific method. But then you have works like the New Atlantis and The Advancement of Learning in English. With those, he was talking to everyone, trying to get them excited about a new world driven by science and discovery. These books were his blueprints for changing the world. So, when we zoom out and look at the big picture, what was Bacon's real impact? Honestly, it's hard to even put into words. He essentially handed the future a blueprint for the scientific revolution. I mean, think about it.
He gave us the foundation for the modern scientific method. His ideas directly fueled the Enlightenment. His writing style set a new bar for clear, powerful English. He was, in a way, the perfect bridge connecting the creative spirit of the Renaissance to the logical rigor of the scientific revolution.
Okay, we've gone through a lot. So let's boil it all down in this final section, your exam cheat sheet. This slide is basically everything you need to know, all in one place. Here you go. Everything you need: the time period he lived in, those all-important 3F titles, his key writing style characteristics, the of essay trick, his most famous essay, and his 2 biggest books. Go ahead and screenshot this, jot it down. This is your ticket to acing any question on Francis Bacon. In the end, everything Bacon believed in can be summed up in that one powerful idea. He taught us that real power doesn't come from old books or what authorities tell you. It comes from what you discover for yourself, through observation, reason, and experience. And that single idea, it absolutely changed the world.